Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Silent Core and welcome to my Battlefield 1 tips and tricks video. Now Battlefield 1 is quite different from most other shooters out there, so this is a collection of tips that have really helped in my gameplay that I'm going to be taking you through today. So the first tip is to do with customizing your crosshairs in the options. You can do this in both console and on PC, and you can change it so that you know when you hit someone, you know when you hit someone in the head, and you know when you kill someone. As you can see, I'm changing different colours so I can see when I get a headshot and when I'm killing someone, and you can more accurately and more efficiently switch targets when you're firing at people. Tip number 2 is that you can actually perform a slide in Battlefield 1. You can do this by holding crouch when you're sprinting, and your character will kind of glide in the direction that you're looking. So you can't really shoot sideways when you're doing this, but it will propel your momentum towards the direction you're looking. It's great for getting out of fire if you're in a sticky situation, want to quickly get in cover, hit the ground, or even if you're playing as a medic. This is one of my favourite moves, to quickly revive someone that's in a bit of a sticky situation. I can just slide in there, quickly revive them, and run out of there. It's a little bit tricky to get the hang of at first, but once you get the slide down, it's really helpful in your gunplay. The next tip is to remember that you can change the firing options on your weapons. Not all weapons have this available, so it's definitely worth checking. But this is really useful when you're, for example, playing as the medic. When you're first starting out, that first weapon you use as a medic is not only a single shot, but it can also be used in an automatic mode, so you just change the firing option on that weapon. Tip number 4 is to always spot enemies. You'll see even in the gameplay here, when I'm shooting at an enemy and I'm pretty sure I can kill them myself, I'm still spotting them as I'm shooting them for a few reasons. First of all, it highlights the enemy on the minimap so all of your teammates can see where that enemy is. It helps your teammates become more aware of where the enemy's at. And best of all, it actually benefits you. If you don't manage to get that kill, you'll also still get a spot bonus, so you'll get extra points if someone else takes them down. Tip number 5 is another quick one, and it's that fire damage is reduced when you go in prone. Now you usually are notified about this, but it is quite easy to miss when you're playing the game and you are on fire and you're probably panicking a bit, so if you want to quickly put out the flames, just hit the ground, stop, drop and roll in prone, and it will reduce that fire damage for you. Tip number 6 is to always join a squad that is actively designating orders for their squad teammates. So you'll notice that the leaders can actually assign map targets, so in Conquest you can assign attack or defend orders, and it's just extra points. You know, it's free XP when you're going to capture a flag or you're defending a flag. So it's always worth it to make sure that you're in a squad who are doing these orders to make sure you get those extra points. Tip number 7, when you're playing as the light tank or a few other vehicles, they have options to drop medkits or ammo kits by pressing 4 on PC or on the D-pad on console. And what that does is it drops ammo or medkits on the ground for your friendly teammates on the ground, and it would be great to see more of that. Tip number 8 is to use the gas grenades, and these are absolutely lethal, definitely one of my most favourite tools when playing Battlefield 1. And they just have so many different uses when you're playing Battlefield 1. You know, you can use a gas to effectively hold down a corridor, you can use them when capturing a flag, when you want to clear out a building. Even when you want to revive your allies, it can be a good way to kind of give yourself some cover to pick them up. Now, one of the most important things to remember is that when you're in gas, you can't actually aim down the sights of your weapons. So that means if you are storming into a building, a great way is to use the gas, and then when you enter that building, your enemies won't be able to actually aim at you. They'll have to kind of shoot from the hip or no scope at you. Tip number 9 is for you scouts out there, and it's to not forget you can be very useful when taking down enemy vehicles, even if you're playing as a sniper. So the scout class has access to something called K-bullets, and this will give extra damage to vehicles. And the reason this is so useful is when an enemy is trying to repair their tank, like in this clip, I'm actually interrupting his repair process, leaving him no choice but to jump out of his tank as it was already badly damaged. So if you are playing as a scout, do look out for those enemy vehicles and stop them from self-repairing to help out your team on the ground. And that leaves us with the 10th and final tip, and probably the most important, and that's to play the objectives. If you want to focus on your KD ratio, make sure you play Team Deathmatch. If you're going to be in modes such as Conquest, make sure you play the objectives. It's not only fun capturing the flags, but it's also great experience for you to actually go and capture or defend those points. And if you're having a hard time capturing flags that are held down by vehicles, just remember you can always play as the Assault class, and you have a whole host of tools to help you take out those vehicles effectively. So that was my top 10 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like if you did find it helpful. Subscribe if you're new for more videos like this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.